Today we're diving into a very interesting and somewhat controversial topic, the role of people who have received a lot in life, especially beautiful individuals, and what they owe society. The question is, if you've been given so much, be it love, beauty, talent, or opportunities, should you be doing something more with it?
That's a really deep question. I think it's almost universally true that if you've been given advantages, whether it's beauty or intellect, society expects something in return. For example, someone who has received education or resources to enhance their abilities might feel an obligation to contribute in meaningful ways. But the real issue comes when they don't.
Right. It's like this idea of beautiful but unfortunate. I mean, society often assumes that being beautiful means you have everything, right? But if you just coast on your looks without nurturing your intellect or character, you might face challenges later in life.
Exactly. The idea here is that, just like with any gift, there's an expectation for some form of return. If you've been gifted beauty, you can't just use it to get by in life, expecting everything to come to you. The person who has the looks but doesn't develop any deeper qualities might face difficulties as they age when those looks fade.
That's the concept of Meiren Fu, or beautiful but unfortunate, right? It's this idea that beauty alone isn't enough to sustain happiness or success. There's always a cost, and it's not just about physical beauty, it's about how much substance you've built inside.
Yeah, beauty can attract people, opportunities, even wealth. But if you don't have anything substantial to offer, whether it's knowledge, character, or skills, those relationships and opportunities might not last. There's this expectation that a beautiful person, just like anyone with privilege, should contribute in a meaningful way to society. Otherwise, they're just wasting their potential.
And when it comes to relationships, this idea of giving back also applies. A beautiful person may attract a partner who's seeking more than just looks. If they can't offer anything beyond beauty, that relationship might not work out. It's like they don't really fit with the other person's expectations or needs.
Absolutely. It's not enough to just rely on your looks. If you're constantly trying to fill that space with superficial things like luxury brands or high-end gifts, people will eventually notice the emptiness. If you're not nurturing your intellectual and emotional depth, people will start to distance themselves. It's all about balance.
So, in essence, a person who is gifted with beauty or any advantage must still work on themselves intellectually, emotionally, and socially. If they don't, they might find themselves lonely, misunderstood, or worse, stuck in a superficial existence.
It's like building a foundation for your life. The external advantages are great, but without that intellectual and emotional depth, they won't hold up. In the case of someone relying solely on beauty, they might face issues later. Relationships might fall apart, or they might find themselves isolated when their looks change.
And the same applies to anyone who has received privileges in life, whether it's good upbringing, financial stability, or connections. There's an unspoken duty to develop yourself and contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you don't, you're essentially wasting those privileges.
That's right. And in the end, the beauty, wealth, or success doesn't matter unless you're also growing in other areas: knowledge, wisdom, and empathy. Because without that, the beauty fades and the foundation crumbles. It's all about being a well-rounded individual, contributing to the greater good.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? So the next time we come across someone with great advantages, whether it's beauty, talent, or opportunities, we should remember that it's not enough to just coast. We all need to cultivate knowledge, skills, and a strong character to truly live a fulfilling life and contribute positively to society.
Exactly. That's the key takeaway. Everybody's never stop growing, no matter where you start in life. Beauty, talent, or wealth can only carry you so far if you don't invest in yourself and your community. Life requires more than just external advantages. It demands growth, depth, and a meaningful contribution.
So, to wrap up, the lesson here is clear. No matter what advantages we receive, we owe it to ourselves and society to grow intellectually and emotionally. Otherwise, we risk becoming just shells of our potential.
Absolutely. It's all about making sure that the inner self is as developed as the outward appearance or external success. Only then can we truly live a meaningful and balanced life.
Well, that's it for today's discussion. We hope it's given you some food for thought. Until next time, keep growing and contributing.